Megan Johnston was one of the first people on the scene there in Chelsea after the plane crash. Megan, good afternoon.
Hi, Tom.
So what did you see?
Well, look, I was sitting at my office, which is about a block, probably about 50 metres or so from the crash, and I did hear the plane sort of coming over quite low, and the engine was sort of spluttering, and then there was just this huge explosion, and I just sort of instantly thought, not that something that you think, but I think a plane has just crashed, like literally across the road. So I had one of my volunteers, and I just said, Dave, I think a plane's gone down over here. There was just smoke billowing everywhere, and we sort of got down to the scene, probably one of the first, probably dozen people.
And so what did you do there?
Look, there was a house on the corner of the laneway that was on fire. Well, the external part of the house was on fire, and there was an elderly lady there. We just sort of, I just went in and just sort of said, I guess, are you all right? And she was in awful shock, of course, and just said, look, is there anyone else in the house? And she said, no. And I said, do you have any pets? She's like, yes, I've got a cat. I'm like, where's your cat? The cat was upstairs. So, there are a couple of guys, my colleague Dave, who was trying to get the garden hose operational to start getting, extinguishing the flames.
So was it just the plane burning, or was the house on fire as well?
The plane, the problem was, the laneway just looks like a war zone. I mean, there was just debris everywhere and a lot of smoke and fire. I mean, we were just sort of initially focusing on this first house that was obviously on fire, and obviously the lady inside who was just in shock. And inside the house there was a lot of debris. Her kitchen was sort of full of debris. It's very lucky, I believe, that she wasn't in the kitchen when the plane hit the side of the house. But the house was filling up with smoke, obviously, so it was just sort of a case of getting her out. And, I just went upstairs to try and find her cat, and then a few other people were helping me. I was like, what do I do? I had to find a box to try and put the cat in, that sort of thing. And then another neighbour rocked up with he had a gas mask on, so he was coming upstairs to help me look for the cat. And there were other people that were just doing what they could to, I guess, put out the fire and just survey the area to see if there was anyone else.
And was your friend Dave with the hose, was he successful in putting out the flames?
Look, another guy came along. There was a bit of a trouble with getting the hose connected, but yeah, they managed to get the hose going and started to extinguish the flames, because it was, obviously the fire was spreading pretty quickly.
Is the cat okay?
You know what, I couldn't find it. I kept sort of running back down to take some breaths and running back up, and it was the top of the house was filling up with smoke, pretty toxic sort of smoke. So I had the best look I possibly could, but I think the cat will be okay. I think it's just hidden itself somewhere really safely, or it actually got out just after the initial crash. But I will definitely follow up and make sure that obviously the lady and her cat are okay.
Well, Megan, the lady, the neighbour was very lucky to have you there. Look, thanks for joining us. And unless the cat was actually hit by the plane, chances are it's just hiding under a house somewhere. Megan Johnston there, one of the first people on the scene of the Chelsea plane crash just 2 hours ago.